Next case, President Obama, over the last 8 years, attacked Fox News many times. Watch this.
If you talk to somebody who said, well, I don't know, I was watching Fox News and they said this horrible. Good, affordable health care might seem like a fanged threat to the freedom of the American people on Fox News. It turns out it's working pretty well in the real world.
If you watch Fox News on a regular basis, it is a constant menu. They will find, like, folks who make me mad.
Look, if I watched Fox News, I wouldn't vote for me.
Now, the media didn't say very much about Mr. Obama's attacks on Fox News. Compare and contrast that to Donald Trump blasting CNN during his first post-election news conference. Watch this.
Since you're attacking us, can you give us a question? No, Mr. President-elect.
Go ahead.
Mr. President-elect, since you are attacking our news organization, can you give us a chance? You are attacking our news organization. Can you give us a chance to ask a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can you state, Mr. President-elect, can you state categorically, Mr. President-elect, can you give us a question? You're attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
Can you give us a question?
I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir,
go ahead.
Can you...
Please note, the media did not support Fox News when it was attacked by President Obama, but the media is supporting CNN after that confrontation with Donald Trump yesterday. Karl Rove knows a few things about presidential press conferences and how to handle them, and he joins us now. I think that CNN reporter went flat out, much too far, should never have done that. That shows disrespect for the president, and I think it's the way things are going to be for the next 4 years. What say you?
Well, I think he was way over the top, and he was flailing. I mean, to sit there and say, you're attacking us, so give me a question, just didn't make sense to begin with. I do think this. I think the news conference got out of hand. It worked to the advantage of President-elect Trump. It may not always work to the advantage of President-elect Trump. I would recommend that his press secretary fall back on what has been previously done, and that is give the president a list of names of people to call upon in order. And that gets to be determined by Sean Spicer. He doesn't have to share it with the press, but it gives the president a chance to, rather than having to look out at the crowd and pick out somebody and point at him, it allows him simply to say, now I'm going to turn to, Stuart Varney of Fox Business. And much easier for him to maintain control of it.
But he's not that kind of person, is he? He's not going to run that kind of presidency.
Well, you know what? There's sometimes that it's in his interest to change, and I think it would be in his interest. Look, he handled it yesterday well, but he was helped by the fact that Acosta looked like a numbskull sitting there saying, you've attacked our network, give me a question. That didn't make sense to anybody who happened to hear it. And most people did hear it because the news conference was so badly organized, they didn't have live sound for all the questioners. So for most people who watched that, they never heard what Acosta said. But I'm just saying that there are some things that over the long haul will better serve the president-elect when he becomes president if he falls back on some practices that allow him to maintain bigger control, better control over that news conference.
I think some people recoiled at the tone adopted by President-elect Trump. I think it was kind of a shock to the system because it is so different, it is so unusual and so brusque that people step back. Do I want this for another 4 years? Was that your reaction?
Well, I worry about that being the reaction. I happened to be at a conference yesterday of basically business types, investors, and one of the people who had watched the news conference came up to me and said, boy, I think it was great that he gave it to the press. I said, I agree, but do you want to keep seeing that? I was interested because there was something in his manner that sort of like, I know I shouldn't have liked it, but I really liked it. And I said, well, do you want to keep seeing that? He said, no, I want to see him as president. I want to see him as president.
Yeah, I think a lot of people said exactly that. Karl Rove, thanks very much for being with us. We appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you, Stuart.
All right. Now.